G'day guys, well it's been a while. Had a fair bit going on in the last 6 months. I think it's been since January, since my last video. I sold my other property where I had stuff stored and that. It was just sitting there vacant, no one living there, and it was pretty much idle. So I brought some of that stuff home, and not a hell of a lot's been going on around the place. And it was just continuously the same sort of content, mowers and other bullshit that was just getting very repetitive. So I was just stopped and thought for a while, what can we do? And I don't just do that. I work in my house on my days off. I muck around with projects on my days off. All sorts of things. So today we're just going to do a video on a bit of an update, and then with my work schedule I get 4 days off every week, or 4 days on, 4 days off. I have an 8-day work week, so at least once a week I hope to put something new up of just random things that have been done around the place. It's not necessarily on the same topic every time. I understand some people mightn't like that, but it's the way it goes. So what are we up to today? We'll just have a quick update on what's going on around the front of the house, because out the back hasn't changed at all really. And we'll get started. So out the front of my veranda, got a picket edging there, which it took a couple of weeks, but came up all right. Got a table out the front now, it's got shit all over it already. A couple of computers to test out. I do remember this old IBM working, so it was in the shed at the place that was just sold, so was this one. I think I used to use that as an everyday desktop gateway system. Otherwise it's all tidied up out here. There's no engine sitting all over the doorstep anymore. The 5k Toyota engine that was sitting there is now in the Corolla, and then it blew a head gasket. The supercharged V6 Commodore engine is sold. So got Wagga Swap Meet coming up in July. This is our Swap Meet trailer. Last year it had pink wheels and just tarps over the top. We're going to fully enclose it this year. It was too cold to camp in last year. We had tarps over the top of it, and still woke up in the morning and had frost on the blankets over our sleeping bag. So yeah, just going to improve the trailer somewhat, maybe insulate the top of it, and then close in the sides properly to stop some of the wind. Anyway, it's only a little 5x3, but you can pack a lot of stuff in there. So if you're near Wagga Wagga in July, I think it's the 14th and 15th, come see us at site 302. This Clubman's a bit more complete. I've been piecing it together, and then I found some extra parts in the shed that was sold, so sort of put them inside it for now. It will be going out the back soon because I've got a whole collection of brand new parts for it. I've deliberately left the windscreens out, so because it's out in the open, at least it's getting plenty of airflow through. Any rain that gets in there just evaporates pretty quickly, doesn't cause rust as much. Bags of rice, mix that in with dog food. Corolla diffs, scrap batteries. Speaking of batteries, probably going to put a new battery in this morning. MTD Ride-On. I had it on eBay. It's got a hole in the side of the block. It'll be going back up again shortly because I'm paying bidder. Anyway, so Dad had left this in the shed that we sold, and he told me to help myself anything that was left behind from him. I said, does that include the trailer? He goes, is it in the shed? And I went, yep. He goes, we'll take it. So that one's 9x5, handy size. Just needs a paint job really. It's got nice light truck tyres on it, and it's 18 years old, so it's due for a bit of a birthday. Alright. So I sold a lot of the cars that I had stashed in the shed there, but I did keep two. I kept this Holden Torana. It's in pretty good shape. I've owned it for 18 years, never done anything with it. It now runs and drives and stops. For the most part, it does need some wheel cylinders and that, but the old 202 fired up pretty much straight away. Just put some fuel in it and battery and off it went. Yeah, so the Corolla's pretty much as it's always been. It's had a few rust repairs now. It's got a new engine in it, the 5K instead of the old 4K, which is 1.5 litres instead of 1.3. Actually has a lot more torque, but yeah, blew the head gasket in it, so I think that blew because the engine was sitting there with no coolant in it for several years, and then gaskets dried up and whatnot. It's not that big of a deal, it's only a $50 kit. I've just got to find a couple of days to pull the head off, have it machined and put it back together again. So the other car I kept, which is absolutely chock-a-block full mini parts at the moment. I think this might have been in the previous video. This is my Moke, which is in a pretty sad state. I'd like to find a better one because that one needs a new floor pan. It needs all sorts of things and it's going to get very costly. The end result will be worth it. Hello, Tilly. So anyway, I'm about to pop to town and get the battery. I might get some white spray enamel as well, because under the battery years ago was rusty. I never got around to patching it up, but it's just getting to the point where it's just starting still, and I don't want to be left stranded. You know, I hate being late for work. That'd just be something that fucks my day. Battery out of this, I'll throw it on the solar out the back, and then I'll keep it for moving projects around and that. Alright, I'm back to town quickly and get just checking. Got 650 cold cranking amp battery in there at the moment. I'll go and try and find something similar. I've had this ute for a bit over 4 years now, 4.5 years. Virtually $0 on it. I've replaced front brakes, changed the oil. I had to put a new alternator in it a year or so back. Otherwise, best $1,000 car I've had. So here we are. $155 for a battery, which is quite a bit, really. But the day my ute doesn't start and I miss out on a sale somewhere, so I do a lot of reselling. You know, being 5 minutes late to an auction costs you a hell of a lot more than $155, especially if there's something there that goes really cheap. And $16 for paint. A local shop can be a little bit dearer, but you know, anything they don't have in stock, they can get overnight. So, you know, works for me. And on the flip side, I can go to Super Cheap Auto, and you know, it might have been $140. I don't know, I didn't even bother checking it out. But I've got to drive 60 k's each way, so you know, like 15 litres of petrol by the time I get over there and back at $1.50 a litre. You do the maths, just works out cheaper. But this is just cheap insurance. Like, I probably could have got another year out of the battery that's in it. Can't remember when I bought it, but anyway, would have been 3-4 years ago. Well, it's got 2014 on the post there, so 4 years ago, and it's still starting it fine, but it's just getting slower, and it just doesn't hurt to have do some periodic maintenance, even if it doesn't need it immediately. Anyway, we'll pull this battery out and see just how bad the tray is. That's quickly rinsed out. It's not actually that bad. I thought it was worse than that. Anyway, might have been my other VS. I had another VS where the whole battery tray was falling through. So a little bit of preventative maintenance again. I'm just gonna hit it with steel wool and just chuck some spray acrylic on there, which will be sweet. Wait for that to dry somewhat and we get some paint on it. A little bit of surface rust there, but I'm just going to paint over it. Beautiful. One more coat and we'll be sweet. So while that's paint's drying, I've just thrown the old battery on my little solar setup here, and it's saying it's pretty well charged. I think it just needs a good desulfate, so when I buy another desulfator I'll throw it on there. For now I can just leave on there. So it's at 13.8 volts pretty well, much as where the panel turns off. It's a 100-watt panel on the shed roof, and it runs all sorts of stuff over in the carport. Got a wire wandering all the way over the shed. My top quality Sparky work with the best quality fucking product. Goes in, phone charger, 2 USB sockets anyway, caravan radio, which runs off 12 volts. There's some fucking mint work there. And also you've got 12 volt work lights. You've got one that points out into the backyard, and then when all else fails, you've still got the old 240 for the fluorescent battens there. So, it's all worked quite well. It's been in for probably 18 months now, and costs nothing to run. Yeah, right, so that's all in. Looks heaps nicer. I've written the date on there, 30th 5th 18. Last battery lasted 4 years, and it was only just showing signs of slowing down, so anyway, very doubtful I'll still have this in 4 years' time, but you never know. Wasn't expecting it to own it this long anyway, so anyhow, to make sure everything's good, I'll have to reset the radio on that. Alright, it's all good. That's it for today pretty much. I just cut up some pallets for firewood. Greens blocked us from getting out to the state forests to take dead wood off the ground. Thanks, cunts. Anyway, that'll keep us going for probably a week. And meanwhile, I'll probably catch us in the next week or so. Thanks for watching.